On today's Care in the Kitchen, we're highlighting one of the many restaurants participating in next week's Dining Out for Life event. We have Stephen and Joe with Dancing Bear Chocolate here, as well as James with the Aliveness Project to share how you can dine out next week to help those living in our community with HIV and, of course, help a wonderful cause. So welcome to all of you. Thanks for coming on Care in the Kitchen.
Thank you.
I'm so excited to get to the chocolate, but first we got to talk to James about what Dining Out for Life is for those who are new to the event.
For those that are out there, there's 4 ways that you can actually dine at one of the many locations. You could also give, volunteer, or sponsor the Aliveness Project and Dining Out for Life on April the 27th, next Thursday.
Next Thursday. There's almost 100 participating places, and just
Yeah,
look
there's
online.
like 95 plus restaurants that are participating, and we also have about 50 plus ambassadors.
Wow.
Very
Amazing.
cool. And talk a little bit about the Aliveness Project. Like, what do you guys do for the community exactly?
The Aliveness Project is a community-based center. We're located at 3808 Nicollet. We are a location for people living with or impacted by HIV. We've been around for 30 years, probably about 32 years.
Wow, and you guys have done such incredible work, and that it's been so many years with Dining Out for Life, and as we mentioned, so many different participating restaurants. This is your first year of it.
My first time experiencing Dining Out for Life. Can't wait to get out and experience some of these restaurants. I haven't been to many restaurants here in the Twin Cities, so I'm excited.
It's a great opportunity to
Yeah.
try a few on next Thursday. So Dancing Bear Chocolates is one of them, and then you guys have been part of it for how many years now?
3 years. This is our third year.
Third year, and
Yep.
you've only been around for how many years?
We were founded in 17, but we opened our current brick and mortar store in 2020.
Okay.
So yeah, we signed up almost right away.
And what's great too with Dining Out for Life, different restaurants are giving a different percentage of proceeds that day. So some might be giving 25%, some might be giving, is there 100% at a few? Yeah, getting the nod for 100%. So Dancing Bear Chocolate, what are you guys donating?
We're a platinum sponsor, so we donate 50% of all sales of chocolate, gelato, and pastry
Oh
for
my
the entire
goodness.
day.
That's so generous.
And we're open 10 to 7, special hours on Thursday, Dining Out for Life Day.
That's a good amount of money going to a great
It's
cause.
a wonderful
50%.
cause. Our customers love it. We love the event. It's a high energy day. It's a lot of fun for
We
us.
get to see a lot of people.
Really cool. Remind people where you're located
We're
again.
at 4367 Thomas Avenue North in North Minneapolis, near Victory Memorial Drive in the Victory neighborhood, right near Robbinsdale.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so there's so much in front of us right now. We should start cooking, I think. What are we making today?
Well, we are going to make one of our sourdough brownies. And this was a recipe that was in the Star and Tribune as one of the 10 best desserts to have, chocolate desserts to indulge in for the Twin Cities.
We'll be the judge of that. I think. No,
There we go. Fair
I
enough.
trust you. It smells good.
So I'm
Fair
curious
enough.
about the sourdough part. Why sourdough?
Well, the sourdough actually, I just love the way that it interacts with that bottom note of that chocolate. And it just gives it just another twang and another level of flavor, you know, with this brownie. And the trick to this brownie is to incorporate some air in these eggs and sugar and then mix in, and this is a combination of chocolate and butter and cocoa.
Yum.
And then the trick to this brownie is to just not to over bake it. Just bake it just enough so it has
Yeah.
that deep, unctuous brownie. I can have
so
this
excited
much,
to
and then
try
I
it.
want that much more kind
Right.
of flavor.
Right.
Nobody wants a dry
Cut
brownie.
it in small bits, and you keep going back for more. So where do we begin? Should we
Okay.
start whipping up?
So I'm going to
Should we
start
whip it?
mixing this up. Now this is just eggs, egg yolks, and sugar.
Yes.
Okay. And we're going to bring this, we're just going to incorporate a bit of air in here. So it's going to take a couple of minutes.
Put some
Kind of
air.
bouncing around, yeah. So we're going to get this to a light lemon ribbon stage is in chef talk.
Right.
How that is described.
What does that mean? Light lemon ribbon?
Well, when chocolate or when sugar and eggs are mixed together, there we go, it's behaving now.
Already listening.
Yeah, when these two are, so I can go up one without getting too noisy. Okay, there we go. This is going to help us. All right, so you can see how it's lightening up. You
Okay.
see it's developing a little bit of volume. So the next thing that's going to happen is it's going to get even lighter, and it's going to get just this real fluffy consistency. What that does is it traps more air into the batter, and it's that air that keeps your brownie moist and soft and that beautiful texture And again, the trick is you don't over-bake this. You bake it just until it's set enough.
Right.
Yeah,
Is
so-
it possible to over whip it? I feel like I ruined things by
Well, yes.
yes.
Yes. Well, we're not going to do that. But
This is all new for me because I'm used to making my brownies from a box.
I get it. And that's how I was raised.
Yeah,
So
right.
I'm right there
This is
with
a lot
you.
better. I'm not going to shop like yours and it's all
Right.
Yeah, that looks great.
Yeah, this is about where we want.
It looks awesome.
Yeah. Okay. So, get rid
Now,
of the noise.
now the viewers can hear us again.
Yeah,
Hello.
there we go.
Hey, we're back.
And we're back.
There we go. All right. So let's just
I'm-
set this.
So
Here.
brownie's probably my top choice. Chocolate brownie.
In terms of like desserts?
In terms of all desserts. And then you guys also have cheesecakes and little other chocolates.
We
that
have,
they-
yep, we have our own truffles that we make in-house by hand using molds to create most of them. We also have a Queen of Sheba, a flourless chocolate cake.
Stop
we do
it.
a chocolate mousse cake. And then this is one of our most popular items right now, our key lime pie.
Okay.
And a raspberry white chocolate cheesecake. These are $15. This is $10 each. So our prices are fairly reasonable for
Right.
beautiful, delicious
Yeah.
desserts.
What is the key to a flourless cake?
No flour.
Thank you, Alicia.
Here, I'll wait. Wait till tomorrow.
The Queen of Sheba cake is made with almond flour
Okay.
and chocolate, so
Okay.
it's real rich and dense. This serves
does have
4 to
flour.
6. The others are, we say 2 to 4 people, but the Queen of Sheba is so rich, we say 4 to 6
4 to 6
people.
people.
Or one.
Or one.
Or one hearty.
Let's
We
be
hear
real.
all kinds of
Done.
stories. Yeah, fair enough. We hear all kinds of
Yum.
stories.
Look at this. All right.
So-
So we're adding your.
And the question you said, what makes a flourless? It usually incorporates a lot of eggs, or
okay.
more eggs, because that's what's going to set it all together. That's what's going to marry all of that. So, all right. So I'm going to set this here.
James wants to lick the bowl.
What's the bowl?
That's fine.
He's pointing at the bowl.
All right. So what we're going to do,
We'll have that in the after show.
what we're going to do is we're going to mix these two together. Okay. And then I will ask, since I've got gloves on, if you would
Add
take
the sourdough
Now the
mixture?
sourdough, give me just 1 second. All right, this is what you want. Where you're about 3/4. You don't want to overmix this now,
Okay.
because you don't want to take all that air out that you just put into it.
So
right?
air is the secret. Air is the key.
Air keeps that moisture in there and gives you that wonderful
free
bite.
ingredient.
Yeah. Hopefully it stays that way.
You never know nowadays.
Okay, and if you
You
would,
ready?
just pour that in there for me.
All at once?
All at once. There you go.
Ooh.
Now this is sourdough starter, and I've been running this sourdough. Actually, there's a 30-year strain in there that we got from our neighbor down
Wow.
the street. So we're going to mix this in.
I always find that so fascinating when it's like a historic dough.
Yeah.
Like Cassetta's in St. Paul, they're Italian. They brought like the Italian bread from like
Sure.
decades and decades and decades ago.
Sure.
It's been in the family forever. So that's cool. 30-year-old
Yeah.
yeast.
Okay. So.
Sorry.
Well, no,
Off
it's
on
just
a tangent.
It's all flavor. Yeah, it's just all flavor. Okay. And next, what we're going to do is
Sift
this
some flour.
is just a bit of flour.
Okay.
And there's
Why
a little
do we sift? All of my
And there's a-
recipes always say to sift. Is it to get out like?
lumps. Because lumps, and this flour's in pretty good shape anyway,
Right.
but you don't want
Yeah,
you
no
don't
lumps in
want
there.
those lumps, because if they don't get mixed in, then you bite into something or you cut something and then there's a pocket of white.
A flour
And then
ball.
it's a flour ball, yeah. So you don't
It's
want
worse
that.
than a flour ball.
Yeah,
the worst.
So this, what we're going to do is just stir this together,
But not too much.
not too much,
Just the right amount.
just the right amount. And
This,
about
you make this look easy though. I would try this at home and
well, when you
back
make
to
them
Betty
every day,
Crocker.
when you make a few every day, you get kind of used to it. So that's a occupational thing.
and you're
I
folding
think.
it in. Why aren't you using your blender?
I don't want to develop any gluten from this flour, so what I want to do is just fold it nice
There's a lot
together.
of science involved
Wait
here.
a
Yeah.
minute. So gluten comes from mixing the flour too much?
Yes, anytime you combine flour and liquid, and you have the potential of creating gluten.
So this is gluten-free.
No. This is, that would be nice.
Okay.
It's still there.
Yeah,
Okay.
that would be nice.
Don't want to wake
We
it
don't
up.
want more
This
gluten.
chocolate cake is gluten-free because it's
Yeah.
made with almond flour.
Oh,
Okay.
there
and
you
again,
go.
it's technique.
We have some gluten-free folk in
I
here,
just-
so
I just
they're
fold it
excited
in.
about that.
Yep, I just fold it in.
This
okay.
is a cooking and science lesson at the same time. I didn't know I was getting that
Cooking
today.
is science.
Okay.
Baking
now,
is an art.
if you would, if somebody would just dump that amount of chocolate
that's me.
right in here. All right.
Give me one
Just-
before you dump it. A little here.
Over here.
Okay.
Thank
You
you,
want
thank
to?
you.
Are you
Okay.
utilizing over here as well?
Now that's going to go
Sorry.
on top.
Ooh.
Yeah, this has lots of chocolate in it.
Just dump it right in.
Please.
I'm saving
All
those
in.
for me.
Thank you, thank you.
All right.
Okay. And again, we're just going to fold this in.
And it looks like it belongs there.
Yep, yep.
It feels like it belongs there.
It's a
yeah.
lot of chocolate.
Well, the thing about there we go. And see, I hadn't stirred all my flour in yet because I knew I was going to be stirring my chocolate chips in. So again, you don't want to create too much. You don't want to create gluten in this. So,
Right.
but like going through it now, you always come down and go up through the center.
Scoop
and just
from the bottom.
Well, you fold it onto itself. See, you just
That's
fold
great.
it onto itself. Okay, this is ready. We're going to go in a sprayed 9x13 pan.
So we
All right, so
With
I'll
some
go
wax
over here.
paper.
And it's got, yes, parchment.
parchment
Yep,
paper?
it's got parchment paper in it. So we're going to come right here and put all this in. And then just we're going to even it out so it bakes evenly.
Right.
Okay. And then I'm going to ask one of you to
Lick the
sprinkle.
spoon? Oh, okay.
That happens. Well,
Not yet,
not in the
sorry.
store, but that happens in houses all across the country, doesn't it? So we're at that stage of, I'm going to smooth this out, and then we're going to just sprinkle some chocolate chips on top of this. If one of you would do that for
I'll
me
let you
in
do the
just
honors.
one
Go ahead.
Yeah,
second.
go ahead, James. Get your
All
hands.
right.
Oh my.
And
Put them to
and
work, you know.
It's a lot of responsibility, I know.
We're going to even this out. All right, again, this is a 9x13 pan that's been lined with parchment, and then I spray it as well, just for insurance.
Right.
Okay, so we're going to come here, and if you would be so kind,
So just a
just
few all
let
over.
them have it, because all that's going to do, James, is just sit right there on the top. And this is really good chocolate, so it's going to just melt and stay there.
I saved one for me.
Well, fair enough. So
Smart.
then we put this into a 350-degree oven.
Okay.
And the timing, you know, when we have classes as well. We teach cooking.
Oh.
And you know what I tell folks is everybody's oven's different. So the thing that you want to see is you want to bake this until it just starts, and we're talking maybe between, depending on your oven, but between
Right.
30 and maybe 40 minutes here.
Keep an eye on it.
You have to keep an eye on it because you don't want to overbake it.
No.
So what we're going to look for is for the, especially going about an inch in, to have inflated, you know, because of everything's oxidizing, right? Things will rise up because of the eggs in the air. About a ½ inch, and it has starts the tiniest of crack. Then you know that your center is
it's
going to be
ready.
done, and that's as much as you want to go.
You don't have to
with
shove
it.
a toothpick
I was going to
in
say,
there.
I'm very much a toothpick in the center kind
But
of guy when I
when you
bake.
bake a brownie, though, your center is always going to be a little bit wetter, and
Okay.
you
Right.
want that because after it finishes cooking, after you bring it out and it sets,
Okay.
everything continues to cook. So you want it to, you don't
Be a
want to
little gooey.
overcook it. That's my method. And
I
that's
love
what I
it.
try to teach my folks.
And that's why
Okay.
it's top 10 in the Twin Cities Metro.
Yes, well, there's a lot of attention to detail. Yes,
Yeah.
I agree. We sure try.
I
All
love
right,
this part, the magic of TV.
Well, and this goes in, and we
Oh, look
have
at that.
we have one.
Whoa,
We have one ready to
our
go.
oven's really fast here.
We have one ready to go here.
I just like boxed you out.
So you can kind of see you can kind of see what we were talking about earlier, that there's just a slight ridge going around the side here. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Just how, and that to me is a perfectly baked brownie. And you know that this edge is, you can tell that the center is going to be very
It's
soft.
gonna be amazing.
And just finished correctly.
I'm just gonna cut a
So-
piece out of the
so-
center. I'm
Well,
that
how
person.
about if I do?
Should we cut it up and try some?
Absolutely.
I don't know.
Yeah, the crowd's saying yes.
Okay.
I don't like good
Our
things,
live
so.
studio audience.
So we're going to bring that there. And who would like to, here, let's just peel that down a little bit. And who would like to make that first cut? You want me to do it?
You should.
Okay, okay,
like
fair
a really
enough.
big piece, and then just walk away with it.
How
Cut
about
a small piece and then take the rest. Yeah.
how about if we come in and this is staying as well? So
Oh, great.
you know,
The staff
we
is
there we go. That's what we do.
eagerly watching and waiting.
Now you can see how tender this
Oh
is.
my gosh, this with like a scoop of ice cream, I would be in heaven.
Yeah, and we do make our own gelato. So
Stop it.
Oh, we do. We're busy.
Yeah, I guess so.
We're busy. All right. How about if we go
Is that
like
how big they are when you
this-
buy them?
That's the normal size.
That's the normal
yeah,
size
that's-
brownie?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
We
going to
get-
do
yeah,
this.
maybe cut a
How about if I'm going to do this and then we'll go down the center so it's more manageable.
Right.
Okay. It's all about manageable, right?
Yum.
Okay.
All right.
Piece of fudge.
So while he's
Well,
cutting,
look at the moisture in this.
James, remind people one last time next week what they should be doing next Thursday.
Next week on April the 27th, you should be out dining at one of the local restaurants. There's about 95 restaurants. Also, once again, you can donate one-time donation or you can donate monthly. And all the proceeds go to individuals living with HIV and impacted by HIV.
Cool.
And it's
Check it
over
out.
there.
All the details right there on that sign, or care11.com. We've been partners with you guys for such a long time, so we have details too. All right. Without further ado, should we try it?
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah,
okay.
that
I'm
might be a
taking
good
this
idea.
piece.
And there's some
up.
napkins somewhere.
That's what my
There
sleeve
we
is
go.
for.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Bon appetit. Oh, it's already falling apart.
Oh
And
my.
there's a napkin for you. There's a napkin for you.
We all put it at the same time. Wow,
Incredible.
That's what we do.
That is the gooeyest brownie.
that really is.
Yeah.
It's like almost like a fudge, but it's not. It's delicious
And this is still a
amazing.
little warm too, because I mean, it's coming from the oven.
He made it just this
so-
morning.
Is that
Yeah.
there with you like this?
So this is what we do.
There's chocolate
it's-
all over your hands.
It's fine. No one's judging here.
I am
And it's
slightly.
that sourdough. You can taste a bit of that sourdough.
Yeah, you can.
It's that bottom note that just adds that a little twang to
If
that.
twang is the right word.
Yeah, it is.
It's like
isn't
a
it?
tangy, like
yeah, it has a bit of a tang
something's
to
different.
it, but it just it takes the chocolate from. It's not too sweet, but it's just chocolate. You know. And
All right, Dancing Bear chocolate. Again, one of the participating restaurants. 50% of the proceeds that day are going to go to Aliveness. So check them out. Thank you both for stopping by.
Thank you
I have
for having
chocolate
us.
everywhere,
Thank
and
you
it's
for your
okay.
help. We're grateful. Thank
Yeah,
you so much.
I'm grateful for your
Yeah.
cooking and your brownie too, and your participation. All right, that's a wrap. We're going to keep eating. Thanks everybody for watching.